Hey, love. Thank you for stopping by my petty show. I hope you enjoy my content. And if there's any topic that you want to discuss, talk about, call in each other, let me know. I'm more than open to topics of discussion, no matter what it is. So I grant you many blessings on your show and continue to inspire others to be great.
Introducing the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and many more. The Open Palm Podcast, where the host engages his listeners with inspirational messages, motivating themes, and thought-provoking ideas. Topics include: make more mistakes, how much is your value, don't get right, get going, learning to let go, excellence is a habit, and more. Binge listen today. Subscribe today. It's getting excellent ratings. That's the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. You can also find it on YouTube. Make sure you share it with your social networks and connect on Twitter and Instagram at Jerome Shaw. That's the Open Palm Podcast with Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms. Go listen, download, and subscribe now.
You don't have to lose what you've learned. You may think that your mind has forgotten, but the soul remembers, and the spirit never forgets. You don't have to lose what you have learned. Why do I say this? Well, being here in Columbia, South Carolina has given me the opportunity to not rekindle, but renew and revitalize my relationship with my father, my dad. Me and my dad have spent a lot of time with each other. And even though I did come here off of some unfortunate news in our family, it's actually been the most fortunate time because it's given me the opportunity to really just vibe with my dad, just enjoy the time with him, because it has been many years since I was back here. As I speak to you now in this podcast, I'm actually standing in a field that I used to stand in where we used to play football and basketball on this court that I'm looking at right over here, over yonder, that the basketball goal isn't even there anymore. The basketball court is still there. It's still etched in this concrete here inside this field, this grass field, but the goal has been removed long, long ago. And all these memories here, just all these memories, just of me as a teenager, as a kid, as just a young boy out here, they just all come flooding back. And it just gives me perspective, much perspective on the years passing by, and how people who say that they go by in a blink, it just makes me think. And since I don't have a notebook to think and ink, I want to ink upon your mind what I am thinking at this time. And that is that you don't have to lose what you learn, my friend. The soul always remembers. The spirit never forgets. My dad gave me the foundation to many things in life. Not only did he teach me life lessons through my experiences, but he also taught me practical things like playing chess and wonderful things like roller skating. He gave me the foundation for things that followed me on my way to Texas and was able to have me inspire many others, because I've taught many people how to play chess and I've taught many people how to roller skate. But just the other day, he asked me, "Hey, Junior," because I am Jerome Jr., I'm his son. He said, "Hey, you wanna play a game of chess?" I said, "Sure." And I beat him the first two games, and he caught on, and he quickly beat me the last two games. So we ended 2-2. It was a draw. But what that taught me was that even though he hadn't played chess in years, even though it had been a long time since he had been playing chess face to face with another person, he hadn't lost his edge. He kept his edge. He was able to beat me handily. Not only beat me, but he was able to adapt to my play style and make it so that I could not adapt, and make it so that I could no longer adjust to what he was doing. It is the mark of a professional, or one with just a little more experience, a little more tools on their tool belt, right? A little more gadgets in their kit. He showed me the difference. Also, when we went roller skating just the other night, I wanted to show my dad all these things that I had learned. Coming from California and Texas, where I've been skating almost on a weekly basis, being able to teach people and also learn from people and be inspired by people, and coming up with my own style of roller skating, which I just enjoy the thrill of being able to balance on one foot and just do all these jam skating dances. I remember that my dad was the one who taught me how to skate backwards, and was the one who, without him, I would have never been able to inspire others. And I was able to observe him amongst all these youngsters, because there were a lot of teenagers there last night. Even though there were some grown folks, there were tons of kids, and he was skating with the best of them. Even having surgery twice on his knee and not being in the best shape of his life, he was able to fool everyone into thinking that he was as vibrant as I know him to be. No one would be the wiser. They only see your glory, but they do not know your story, right? So seeing him skate with the best of them and glide and rock, dance, and really groove on the skates the other night just brought back so many memories, just flooding back to me, letting me know that you don't have to lose what you learn, even if years have passed by. There's a quote by Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. I love this quote because it states that a mind once stretched by a new idea can never return to its original dimensions. Once something is known, it cannot be unknown. In fact, in a book that I once read by Ben Carson, it told me that we greatly underestimate how much our mind can store. It is not in the storing of information that is the problem. It is the finding information, the locating the file, the database, the cabinet in our mind, and assimilating that and pulling out the information that we need that is archived for just that specific moment. That is the problem. But other than that, the information is there. So at a scientific and biological level, we are infinite. We can literally store in one human brain all the history of man, from the beginning of man all the way up until the present day, and still have room left over. Not even be at full capacity. That's just one brain. But I want to let you know that you are more than that. You are more than just your mind. I believe that you do not have to lose what you learn, my friend. Because the soul always remembers, and the spirit never forgets. My dad didn't have to be a chess master, a grand master in chess, to know how to beat me in my own game. My dad didn't have to be the best roller skater to be able to skate with the best of them. He only had to be himself. He only had to have courage in knowing that the things he had already learned were still there. The things that he had already absorbed we're always with him. So know that in this life, on your journey, on your path, through your life, as you touch and impact other people and you learn more things, know that the knowledge you acquire does not have to leave you. You don't have to lose what you learn, my friend. Your soul always remembers, and your spirit never forgets. Thank you for listening, my friend. This has been another episode of Jerome Shaw on TOP. That is the Open Palm Podcast here in Columbia, South Carolina. The Open Palm means harmony with the world, understanding our place in the world, using our skills accordingly, greeting the world with an open palm instead of a closed fist. I pray that you received an encouraging message from this episode today, letting you know that it's okay to learn more. It's okay. But it's also okay to believe and have faith that the things that you have already learned are still with you today. Share this episode with a like-minded individual who is learning and growing, becoming their greatest version. Pay it forward today, as I don't think these episodes and these messages are heard often enough. People have asked how they can support the podcast. Well, you can support it by becoming a supporter. Opening your browser to anchor.fm/jshaw and supporting it there is much appreciated, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Or you can also become a patron on patreon.com/Jerome Shaw. Have a blessed day or night wherever you are, my friend, and take care. Hey there. Are you a podcaster yourself, listening to my podcast? Well, first off, I just want to thank you for taking the time to stop by and caring enough to hear the messages that I continue to put out here on a daily basis. But I also want to let you know, if you are a podcaster, that I have something for you. I have created a service for you that I haven't really publicized yet on my podcast before now, but it is something that is special to podcasters. You may have noticed on a lot of my recent episodes, there will be a voice memo in the beginning from someone thanking me for leaving them a thoughtful and thorough review, or just really rating and reviewing their podcast. So click the link in the show notes of the description for this episode for more details. Thank you for being you. Continue to be awesome and have a wonderful day.